finish them regularly?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's just do that. You gotta set it up first. Okay, you can set up from a straight setup, right? We're gonna go over the finish, and then maybe a couple of setups. It doesn't matter how you set it up, you end up in the triangle, you're probably gonna finish it pretty much the same. So, I don't want him postured. I want my primary leg, which is the leg going over. I want that hamstring to catch the side of the neck, bend the leg behind and around the back of the neck. That heel should go across to the shoulder, not down on the back. Across to the shoulder. Tuck his bicep across my hip into underneath his chin. And you're going to look to bring that foot in there and lock it behind. This is kind of your ideal. You want to bring the toes up on the primary leg that's behind the neck. So you make a hook, and this leg bites down. The leg that bites down is going to angle out, because that rotates my thigh inward, and it puts pressure into his shoulder, pushing it in his neck. I'm closing the blood flow to the brain with my direct contact on his neck with this leg. This is what we call the primary, because it's right on where it needs to be. Circle. Here, this leg does not have the direct contact. It has to go through the shoulder. So I kind of see it as a secondary leg, right? Primary is the one that chokes him. Here. Secondary, it just helps lock it. So I want to do what we call a fishtail. See? A windshield, wipe your leg. Get that foot in here. Toes up. It makes a muscle with your calf, and you don't start popping your ankles. A lot of you guys might have a tendency to lock it on your foot. You don't never lock on your foot. Control the shin. Go on your shin. Toes up. Swing the foot out. The locking leg out. Thigh goes to the inside. Cross that over. If you can, we tuck the hand down, and we make the triangle tighter by making the space smaller. Typically, it's not by hipping down and pulling up. That kind of tends to open it. That's a windpipe finishing. It suffocates him. You can still tap, but it's not the one that puts him to sleep. That kind of makes him like he's drowning or he just can't get air. That's different than the blood flow ones, the ones that make you pass out. You could be breathing and you're still going to go to sleep because you interrupt the blood flow to the brain. Sorry. We make this smaller by bringing our knees together. That made the triangle smaller. We make it smaller by closing it down. So we close it laterally and we close it vertically. Knees together and then down and in towards you. So if you see in there, his head and his arm need to fit in there. Versus opening and hipping up and pulling down. That does not make it smaller. It gets tight, but it doesn't make the pressure smaller. Knees together and bringing it in contraction. Pulling it, hugging it down. Using your abs and your legs. This is how you make it smaller. So now let's put that into play. So I'm here, nice and deep. If my knee is below the neck, there's a gap. It needs to wrap around perfect. Bring that arm across. Leg up, toes up, swing the leg out. Now make it tighter. Knees together. And bringing it down towards your midsection. And then just contract this leg. Really use the hamstring here. Here. This is the main leg that's choking him right now. That leg. And then I just help a little bit and then you choke. For you guys that have shorter legs, for you to lock it, you want only the head and the arm. You know, you can't afford to have more of his body. So sit back a little bit, Jake. See where my hips are? Now it's down here. Now I'm starting to have more of his body. So in this case, I'm going to push myself away. Now what's left? Only the head and the arm. And then you can finish it. This will help improve your short guys. Okay, helps a little bit. You want to start to back away so that he will drop down and only have his head and his arm sticking out. That's it. Once you start to bring more of the shoulder in and the pec, you don't have the length for that to finish. It gets difficult. All right, so we're here, locking. Another important part is the angle. if I'm here locking, right now I'm on his back. Like I have a sloppy triangle. I'm gonna hip up, cross that arm. I need to bring that right foot behind my left knee. I'm gonna reach and grab my ankle and hold it down. Now this can replace my leg so I can get a better angle. I'm gonna step on the hip first. Okay, then I'm gonna rotate. But I need to have this. If you don't have this, don't unlock. Because once you unlock, there's a weak area, they'll pick the posture out. And you start to lose. You grab first, pinch it down. Now if I let go, he postures, it's still secured, it's still locked. Step on the hip and spin the other direction. Now this should allow you to pull this higher. And then you can lock it here. Toes up, fishtail out, toes up again, primary leg squeeze, knees together, versus choking it from the front. And I bring it in. See, you hear it? Mm-hmm. There's no noise here. Here, there's noise. Here, no noise. It's different. You can tell the bubbles are coming. Make sense? I need that angle, guys. We need that angle.
So if you have it on the shoulder, if you're too low, do you still use that to push out into the angle?
If I'm like this?
If you're too deep, yeah. You still grab
this?
The
yeah.
Shin and push.
Yeah, I grab the shin.
Push away.
I might even hook the arm or hook the leg or block. Now I'm going to turn. And then I pull this higher. Here, this rotation, if you watch my leg, the rotation allows me to bring that leg up higher across his back without relying on this kind of flexibility on your knee. If I stay square and I force it, kind of just hold a little penny posture right there. I have to force it, and I'm putting pressure on that outside of that knee. And if you don't have that flexibility, sometimes people damage their knees from doing too many triangles. And it's from forcing that knee and not angling out with your whole body and only forcing the angle and putting that tension on your knee. So you got to clear that elbow, grip, and if you notice, everything will stay the same, but see, I'm just walking it. The angle didn't, the tension didn't change on my knee, but I did create a different angle. And now I bite down, because remember, we contract by going down and in this way. So I go down and then in, and it gets quiet. And you can still control and hold here, that's fine, it's not an issue. How we doing?
Good.
Okay. So, posture, head up. Right now, what's the problem? It's not reaching the ankle. Is it, what looks like it seems to be the most obvious problem? Is it his arm?
It's too high.
Or is it, he's too high.
Leg oversized.
It's the posture, right? He's too high. It's not the arm. Right now, I don't worry about crossing the arm. Right now, I worry about that. So I'm going to use my legs the best I can, and I'm going to reach above the ear and grab the crown of the head and force that head down. Force the head down. If I grab at the base of the neck, head up, he's strong here, above the ear. Force the head down. Now I need to put something back here so I can't come back up. So I can use my hands if I need to, or just simply clamp with your legs and just get up there. And then close as best you can. But it's behind the neck. And pinch your knees together. Now look up. Ah, now he can't. Now I know he can't look up. The posture's not going to be an issue. I lift my hips, get that elbow to the other side. Then I let him come back down. Now I go to here. And this always comes up, because remember, we got to get this higher. And if you rotate the angle correctly, it's not going to hurt your knee. Lock it, toes up, fishtail out, compress the hamstring on the primary leg, knees together, and then we choke.